Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Path to 1 Million. My name is Cliff Duvenois, and these are the stories that are chronicling my journey to impact 1 million people. So before I jump into today's episode, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are out there. Today, it was kind of nice to spend some time with my father as well. We made it and went and saw him in church and hung out there with his kids, which was great. I can't remember the last time we were all together on Father's Day, so it was really super nice. And then afterwards, we hung out at their place, and I made dinner for them. Mom asked me to make my world famous pot roast. I didn't know it was world famous. But yeah, they got one of those like mechanized pressure cooker things, kind of like an Instapot, only it's a pressure cooker and it's got a computer with all the buttons on there. So I went ahead and made the pot roast for that, and had some rice or whatnot. But one of the things that I was thinking of was when Mom asked me to do it, I asked her if she had some potatoes that I could use. If not, I would just pick them up at the grocery store. But she said, "Oh, no, we got plenty of potatoes." And I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." So I sat down today to actually start cooking, and I was going to get started on the potatoes and make the mashed potatoes. When I opened up the pot, first off, the potatoes were like really soft. And secondly, the eyes that were on the potato had actually grown quite a bit. So whatever potatoes that they had in that cupboard had been sitting there for a while. And, it was just one of those things where, she was a little bit upset when I told her that I couldn't use the potatoes because I didn't trust them at all. I didn't know how old they were. And I didn't mean to offend her by that, but, I was just being honest. And finally, Flo, my stepsister, she said, to, both my mom and dad, she said, "Yeah, the potatoes are really soft and the eyes are growing and they're not any good." Which was good. I was glad that she was there. And I didn't say it to be picky in any way. So I was just, my whole thing, I had already moved on from the potatoes because I know that my mom and dad have rice. They seem to have an unlimited supply of rice in their house. So instead of doing potatoes, I was going to do rice. But, I was a little bit surprised at her reaction when I told her that I couldn't use the potatoes because the potatoes weren't any good, because this is, it's always more important, at least that I feel anyways, it's always more important to be honest with people than to try to sugarcoat it and, pretend it to be something that it's not. And the last thing I wanted to do was to tell them that, "Oh, you know what? I think it'd be better with rice, so I'm going to do rice." And then, what am I going to do with the potatoes? I don't want to put the potatoes back in the closet and have, mom and dad eat them in a week or two and get sick from it. So it reminded me of the importance of being honest, especially, if you're trying to provide feedback from people. And this morning, I actually sat down over a cup of coffee and I started reading from my accountability partners the feedback that they had from the website and stuff. And these specific people that I asked to provide me with feedback, I know that they would give me honest feedback, and they understand that, I'm not looking to defend my work. I'm not obsessed with being right. I'm more interested in being effective with what I'm doing. And if you see something that's wrong or something that's broke, something that could be improved, please tell me. You can be honest. You can be candid with me. I don't care. And it was very refreshing to read their feedback and have them come back and say, this didn't work for me, or I was confused about this, or I couldn't get this to work properly. So each one of their emails that I received, I just turned it into a giant checklist. And, I will be going over the next few days, to get everything corrected. Some of the things I know how to fix, some of the things I do not know how to fix it. So I'm just going to, do my best to get everything fixed, and then, focus on pushing it out there into the real world. But I wrote them back and I said, thank you. It was very refreshing to receive that, very honest feedback. And I think they appreciate that as well, and I just think some people don't handle feedback very well at all. They get offended, like you're trying to personally attack them. And that's not it. It's not the case in point. If you have the right people that are in your life, they're there to help you be better, to help you to improve, And there's a difference between, giving feedback and helping someone versus giving feedback that just does nothing more than tear other people down. And unfortunately, I've had those types of people in my life that, when I ask them for feedback on something, they give me all kinds of negative about it. And then when I ask them if there's anything positive about it, their response was, well, you wanted my opinion, so I gave it to you. And if you don't want to follow it, that's your problem. So those people I tend not to listen to quite as much. But if somebody has a legitimate, either a legitimate complaint or a legitimate problem, or something that they just happened to notice and was like, hey, I noticed this, then odds are other people are going to notice it as well. So I definitely appreciated their feedback and their honesty. And I think overall, it'll make the experience that much greater when I do really open it up to the public and I'm shoving thousands upon tens of thousands of people towards the site, because I want to be ready, and I don't want to, have something hanging out there that I missed and, have somebody say, oh, well, I noticed that, but I didn't tell you. It's like, why didn't you tell me? I wish you would have. So anyways, with that being said, overall, I love the feedback. Like I said, I turned it into a checklist. So now I'm ready to go. And as far as the rest of the Father Days goes, the meal turned out to be absolutely great. It was delicious. We all had a good time. We all had stuffed bellies. I think we all had a food coma afterwards. But I do have to give those pressure cooker people credit, kind of like the Instapot people. It is super easy. Just let's throw everything into a pot and turn it on and walk away. So anyways, that was my Father's Day. I hope you guys are all doing well. Once again, to all you fathers out there, thank you very much. And I hope you had a fantastic day as well. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening.